Yo, what's up, Swag? And you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Keon Lauren, KL Swag, back here with a video, man. Look, man, we about to react to another Matt Be Great reaction. Shout out to that boy, Matt Be Great, man. You already know the best reaction channel on YouTube, man, that talks about football. The guy that played football, not just football, college football, ran track for 4 years, you know. So, yeah, now we bringing it to the YouTube, man, and showing why I am the best athlete on YouTube, man. I'm not just talking in front of the camera also, man. But look, man, we're back again with another Colorado video, man. Colorado starting. Cornerback leaves. This is crazy.
Here's a $1 million question, though, that everybody's trying to get to the bottom of. Why did he leave Colorado? You got people in the comments saying stuff like this.
What? Cooper? Oh, my God. Cooper is about to leave, too, bro. That's crazy.
Decision, young man. And another person stated, we leaving. You know what he's talking about here. He's making fun of Deion saying, we coming.
No. Then what corners they gonna have?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have good news. I feel like Gru from Despicable
And don't just say Travis because that's it. All they got is Travis.
Me, you know that meme where he gets in front of the minions and says, guys, I have bad news. But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is we have not one, not two, but 3 topics to talk about in today's video. It has been a minute, and I mean a hot minute, since we've had a jam-packed college football video, and I can't tell you enough how excited I am. The days of us having a lot of stuff to talk about in the college football world throughout the offseason, it's few and far between, and we got to take advantage of it and relish opportunity. One of those said topics we're going to be talking about in today's video is no other than, guess who? Colorado. They're back in the news. Don't worry, though, we're not going to be talking about Deion Sanders himself. We're here to talk about one of Colorado's players that has left, and it's not just any player. It was their starting cornerback. We also got to talk about one of the weirdest and strangest things you're ever going to see. A 2014, let me repeat that, a 2014 4-star recruit is coming back to play college football. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly, but not only is he coming back to play college football, he's joining the big and bad and mighty SEC. Last but not least, Brian Kelly, head coach of LSU.
What?
He just came out and made a statement that is pretty interesting, if you gotta ask me. Hope you guys are having a great day. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And by the way, I got those in there. Hope each and every single one of you, you're staying safe, because there's been a lot of tornadoes these past couple of days. A lot of severe weather's been going on, stuff like that. It's always fascinated me as a child, and I believe today, Tennessee and Kentucky, they're supposed to get some bad storms. Stay safe out there. Sit back, relax, get you a popcorn, get you a snack, get your favorite meal you like to eat and watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing. But all right, man, blah, blah, shut the crap up, I do. Let's get into it. All right, first things first.
I ain't gonna lie, Matt, when you said, get into it, sound like your breath stink. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, the way he said, hey, y'all heard that swag? Hey, the way he said, do it. And that shit sound hot.
We're going to start this. You know what? Let's start off with this Brian Kelly quote situation, whatever you want to call it, and we'll get it out the way. I actually had somebody send this to me on Twitter, and by the way, if there's anything you think is worthy of being in a video, just tag it to me on Twitter. More times than not, we'll talk about it. Recently, Brian Kelly said this in regards of the NIL and recruiting. Quote unquote, we are not in the market of buying players. Somebody in the comments said this is a very odd statement. Even before NIL, LSU was buying players. Why on earth would they stop now? Going back to this quote here, though, I will say it is slightly taken out of context. I saw this entire interview, and the point Brian Kelly was making is, yeah, we're not just going to go out here and just buy our way to the top. We want to develop guys. I can't show you the video because it's copyrighted, or at least I think it is. I'm not even going to try to take a chance on it. It's not worth it. However, at the end of his interview, he did state, if you just want to come to LSU and you're trying to get paid, then no, this is the wrong school for you. Kelly stated it's never been about paying players to come to LSU. However, if you are one of the top dogs, yes, it is most certainly a benefit to get some NIL money. I've said this since day one with NIL, whether people believe it or not, your top tier teams like Alabama and Georgia, they will not, let me repeat this, they will not buy players because they know they don't have to. I knew Alabama and Georgia weren't for sure, but now I guess I can add LSU to that list. It's as simple as this. If you're really good, you're one of the top teams, and I don't mean you had a really good year. I mean you've been a top team for 10 years. You don't have to buy players because your school and your program is going to sell itself. People know if they go to Georgia, more than likely they're going to be a first-round pick and make $20 million. The whole point in buying players, buying these five-star recruits, is to have an advantage in recruiting. When you're on the level of an Alabama or Georgia, you don't need any advantages. I can talk about the NIL and buying players for no joke the next 15 minutes, but let's get a move on to our second topic. That is no other than former, and I'm just going to show it to you right here, former Major League Baseball player Monte Harrison, I believe I'm saying that correctly, has committed to Arkansas football. Now, I ain't going to hold you. When I first saw this on Twitter, I actually had a couple people send this to me.
Now, that's crazy because I'm 2018, so 2014, damn.
Let me shout out to y'all. I had to do a double take. You ever read something on your phone, then you scroll past and you're like, wait a minute. What did I just read? What did I just see? And you guys scroll back up to it. That's what I did. Former MLB player Monte Harrison has committed to Arkansas football. What? What made it even more confusing is, as you see right here, Harrison was a four-star wide receiver recruit in the 2014 class. So what's up, brother? Did enter the workforce. Yeah, at this point, this dude doing anything but trying to get a job. So what's up? Reminds me of Kid Hill and Bill played that high school football game. Let's take a look at this article. I haven't even looked at it. Okay, originally committed to Nebraska in the class of 2014, Harrison was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers that year in the second round. He eventually made it to the big leagues in 2020 with the Miami Marlins. Congratulations to him for that. That's a pretty hard thing to do. It's hard to get out of that farm system they got there, playing 2 seasons with the team. He also played for the Los Angeles Angels in 2022. Through that season, Harrison had a 176 batting average. Sheesh, that is bad. 2 home runs and 6 RBIs as an outfielder.
Yeah, that I do not know. So y'all let me know down below in the comments too. What he's saying, I don't really get it, but y'all know I always respond back to y'all and stuff like that, especially on the recent video that did really, really good, man. And you guys saw me reacting, and talking to you guys. So yeah, man. What is that? 0.176. Like what is that? 0.176 batting average. And what's the good side of it?
He spent the majority of his career in the minor leagues. The 28-year-old, okay, so he's 28. I thought he was in his early 30s. Also held offers from Michigan State, Missouri, Indiana, and Kansas, among others, when he was a recruit a decade ago. He was the number 5 overall prospect in the state, the number 50 wide receiver in the class, and the number 277th overall prospect in the class. During his senior year of high school, Harrison showcased why he was one of the best prospects in the area. He finished with 60 catches for over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, 198 rushing yards, and 12 rushing touchdowns. He even threw a touchdown. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but on a real deal, serious note here, I have a question. How did this come to fruition? I'm going to assume that Sam Pittman didn't reach out to this guy and Arkansas wasn't actively recruiting him. There's no way. Therefore, only one other scenario could have happened here. Monte Harrison himself, he's the one who's reaching out to Arkansas and all these other schools and colleges. But still, how does that even work? Like, how did he have these guys' numbers? I don't know. I would just love to know how this went down. I don't mean this as disrespect, and I don't want to come off this way. I don't know who this guy is. I've never heard of him. But I say that to say this. I can't sit up here and try to say, oh, he's bad, he's good. I don't know. Is this a splash in the pan thing where it's like, ha, yeah, you got the 30-year-old playing college football? Or no, is this a guy that can seriously be a weapon for the Arkansas football team? I have no idea. I will say this, for all the people that's joking on him for being really old, he's only, I know saying only is kind of crazy, but he is only 28 years old. I bring that up because think about a 28-year-old wide receiver in the NFL. We consider that their prime. If this guy's in shape, he's ready to go, and he's really athletic, I don't understand why it wouldn't work out. My gut's telling me to pump the brakes, though, and let's not overreact too much, because the one thing I'm thinking of...
That age shit really don't mean anything. Oh, man, I need to try to stop cursing. That age stuff don't really mean anything like that, to be honest. It really don't. Because when you're making sure your body is right, you're making sure you're doing the right things and stuff like that, making sure you staying active and stuff, that don't really mean anything, bro. It really don't. It really don't.
About is he's got to be rusty. It's going to take him, in my humble opinion, at bare minimum, unless he's some freaking nature, a year of playing football to get up to game speed. Let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about this. Are y'all mad at this? Are you opposed to it? Because remember, this is a guy who did play professional baseball. Me personally, I'm not worked up about it or opposed to it too much. Just due to the fact I don't think he's going to make that big of an impact. If he goes out here next year, though, and he's looking like White Randy from 7th grade PE class, and he has 1,500 receiving yards and 20 touchdowns, yeah, that's a different conversation for a different day. Here's my final take on all of this. I think we got to have a deadline. If you are over 25 years old, you can't play college football anymore. That's just me. Because the whole point of college football is what? It's college young men and kids going at it. Well, this guy, he's not a young man. No, he's a man. He's not a kid anymore. I also feel like if you make it to the major leagues, you shouldn't be allowed to come back and play college football. That doesn't make sense either. You went from one sport to which you were playing against grown men, and now you're going back to a sport where you're going to be playing 18 and 19-year-olds. It's kind of like, all right, buddy, what do we...
Not really, though. You'll be playing 21-year-olds, too. So it's not like you're playing 18 and 19-year-olds. That'd be great. You're not making sense on that one. It'd be 20, 21, 22, 23, possibly 24. So really, he ain't gonna be playing no little kids or 18, 19. So yeah, he tripping on that part.
Doing here, I think the age cutoff should be anywhere from 25, 26 to 27 years old. I tell you what, though, that's an interesting topic. The
crazy thing is he must have his eligibility, which is crazy as hell. I wish I had my eligibility to play Division I.
I've never seen something like that ever in my many years of covering this sport. Moving along here, though, to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on with Colorado?
How to eliminate all mosquitoes in a 400 square feet radius? This simple but brilliant trick.
Well, my friend, I'm glad you asked because we got some new things to talk about. Last year we covered this a lot because I stated I thought it was a big pickup for Colorado. Omarion Cooper, cornerback from Florida State. Yes, the Seminoles. He left Florida State to team up with Travis Hunter at Colorado. Make no mistakes about it. You don't just play at Florida State because you're not very good. No, you got to be one of the most talented players in the nation. Last season for Colorado, Omarion Cooper started in 8 out of the 9 games. Unfortunately, he did miss the final 3 games of the season. In other terms here, he was a starting cornerback for Dion in Colorado. Well, recently he has left Colorado. He put his name in the transfer portal, and guess where he's going? Back to no other than Florida State. He started his career at Florida State. He was really good as a freshman, by the way. He had 2 interceptions, transfers to Colorado, and now he's back at Florida State. I can't tell you enough how much I hate to see this, and I'll explain why. What is one thing I have preached to you guys time after time on the channel when it comes to the transfer portal with all these kids out here? Be careful, because the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And a lot of these guys that enter the portal, they're finding that out the hard way. Caden Proctor, Alabama's starting offensive tackle, he did the exact same thing. When Saban retired, he left Alabama for no lie. It was like 10 to 12 weeks, and then he transferred back to Alabama. As much as this is a detrimental loss for Colorado, it is. I don't want to overlook that. This is more so about Omarion Cooper. Buddy, my man, you essentially wasted an entire year of your life and football career going to Colorado. You're now back to square one, where if you would have stuck it out of Florida State, your career, who knows, you might have been in the NFL draft by now. Now he's got to get caught back up to speed on things, and I'm sure it's not going to be difficult, but the whole point is he shouldn't have left in the first place. You got people in the comments saying stuff like this. Smart decision, young man. Another person stated, we leaving. You know what he's talking about here. He's making fun of Dion saying we coming. Dude saw how bad Colorado was and realized Florida State wasn't that bad, LOL.
That's crazy. I'm not going to lie. Bro just leaving. He ain't really saying nothing about it. Like, it might be great not even saying too much about it. Just want to leave, man.
It's also a huge pickup for Florida State because I love this Omarion Cooper kid. I love his game. I love everything he's about. Here's a $1 million question, though, that everybody's trying to get to the bottom of. Why did he leave Colorado? If I had to go on a limb here to answer that, I'd say there's more than likely multiple different reasons. Reason number one, like we already harped on, he realized the grass isn't greener on the other side, and he liked it better at Florida State, so he's going back. Reason number two is, and you got to throw us out here, last year at Florida State, they went 12-1. Yeah, they got clobbered by Georgia, but outside of that, they had a really good season. Colorado, they went 4-8. I think Cooper saw Florida State's success, and he's like, dang, man, I could have been a part of that, and he wants to be a part of it next season. Because he knows Colorado, they're not going to win more than 7 games. They might not win more than 6. Another reason is he's at that point in his career where he needs to start improving his draft stock. This is common knowledge. If you're playing for one of the best teams, you're going to put yourself in front of more eyes, and your draft stock is going to go up. Whereas if you're playing for Colorado and you're, let's just say, 5-7, It's going to be hard to improve that draft stock unless you're a guy like Travis Hunter. It's no secret. These NFL teams love drafting from colleges that are really good and always competing for championships, but also they love drafting from teams that have a similar, let's just say, process of the NFL, like an Alabama, like a Georgia. The reason you see so many Alabama and Georgia players get taken by the Eagles and Lions is because they know Alabama and Georgia, they're installing that business-like approach and dang near that NFL approach to all these young men. Let me ask you a question. Do you really think it's a coincidence the Eagles get all these Georgia players? No. Same thing for the Detroit Lions. They've picked an Alabama player in the first round the past 3 to 4 years. When you get a Georgia or Alabama football player, it's going to be an easy transition over for them to the NFL. And actually, now that I think about it, I remember Alabama players have came out and stated it's easier in the NFL. They were harder on them at Bama. Getting a little sidetracked here. Getting back on track. If I had to throw a blind dart,
It's actually probably crazy as hell. I could definitely believe that because they push them so hard, make them do so much stuff. They're doing this, they're doing that, they're running. And then the league is probably a little bit more laid back and stuff like that.
say Amarion Cooper, he wants to play for a better team that's going to put him in a better position to get drafted higher. Let me know what y'all think about this as to why he even left.
Man, that's crazy as hell, man. I love y'all. Stay swagged up, man. Damn.